Hey everyone, this is Cholera, and I'm joined with Diggity this time, and we're doing another Winners League series. This time it's between STX Seoul and Woonjin Stars, played on March 8th, 2009. Now, I have to be absolutely, positively honest, I am not necessarily the biggest fan of either team. However, this game has been highly recommended to us, and you know, it's supposed to have a lot of very, very exciting sets in it, this series, and first off, we are starting with some pretty famous players. Cal versus GGPlay. Diggity, what's your opinion on these two players recently and how they've done recently?
Well, GGPlay had a little bit of a spark, and he looked like his old self. It looked like he might making a run at the OSL, might be getting back to his former greatness, but then he just kind of dropped off a little bit. He's still playing somewhat solid. I don't think he's playing at that OSL championship caliber that he was about 2 years ago now. Cal, on the other hand, yeah, he's been lackluster too. He just got knocked out. I feel like his confidence has been somewhat waning. He's starting at the 12 o'clock position in teal, by the way. GGPlay at the 6 o'clock position. As orange it looked like. But yeah, both players, I would say, reeling a little bit. Still very, very solid for their teams, though. Cal, his best matchup, Zerg, so GGPlay is really going to have his work cut out for him. I think GGPlay's best matchup is Protoss, but honestly, GGPlay isn't known for his versus Protoss plays, just known for being solid consistently across the board. And it's going to be on destination, so we'll see what they can come up with, which player can really score early for their team. And overall in this set, I really got to favor STX. I'm surprised that STX isn't always number one. They just have so many good players. I mean, between Cal, Huashin, Jelizer, etc., although did Jelizer get traded? Probably. I haven't been keeping as up to date as probably recently, and we're seeing a probe go out to put down that secondary, so going for a fast expansion rather than cheese. Cal known as being a creative player, GGPlay again not known for being a very creative player. That's the thing. I think this is going to be a bad matchup for GGPlay. I think he's somewhat more vulnerable to the creative play, whereas if it's just a solid game, when it's solid on solid, I think he ends up winning, but when it's solid versus creative, I think he just ends up being just falling behind as a result.
Yeah, GGPlay and Cal, interesting enough, both got knocked out, and they were knocked out in the same round and in the same group in the OSL. Let's not forget. They were both in the group with Luxury and Jaedong in the round of 16, and both of them got summarily knocked out there by Luxury and Jaedong. They did play one game between each other, and I think Cal won that game. Yeah, I'm checking right now. Cal won the game they played recently in the Batu OSL. So we are going to probably see GGPlay, you know, have to deal with a player who has beaten him recently, and we'll have to see what he has to do to deal with this. He's gone for looks like it was a 9-pool. Yeah, looks like it was a 9-pool here. It seems like, well, actually, it could have been an overpool. But yeah, I think it was actually either a 9-pool or an overpool.
Really hard to commentate on that view.
Pressure. Yeah.
It's like you get the view and you're like, I can't even tell what's going on because they don't have the overhead. Now we're back to overhead. So again, we don't have a look at the supply counts, but I'm just going to assume that it's been an overpool. That's what most Zerg players have been doing recently. He got the gas alongside. I think that's an Overlord scooting. That is an Overlord scooting across the middle of the map, so it was an overpool. Usually the point of this is to force 2 cannons early and also to try to get that probe scout early. Cal knows that probe scout is more the target, and they're doing an excellent job of running around the drones, making those Zerglings really work to get their kill. Wants to try to keep it alive as long as possible to get a good idea. He does have those 2 cannons, and was that the Nexus? The Nexus going back in the right corner. It's just kind of funny wharf placement. It's just kind of odd to the eyes. That just looks weird. Anyway, GGPlay going for a secondary as well. And we'll see how this goes. Really, the player who can get containment outside those bridges in this fight, whoever can get their third base up and defended, it just ends up being a great position for them, simply because that third base is so hard to defend on destination. And Cal is doing a fantastic job of keeping this probe scout alive. However, Zergling speed should kick in not too long. Although if that probe scout dies, now GGPlay, no, he just had speed finished. Looks like he could have optionally canceled that and gone for a faster layer, simply because those Zerglings can get right back up to those bridge, deny any additional scouts, and Cal's going to have to rely on that Corsair in the in-between game here. And whoa! Holy crap,
Whoa.
It looks like we're going to see a drone drill. Yeah, we're going to see a drone drill across the back.
This is absolutely insane. We're going to be seeing some kind of crazy drill. Is it going to be the back of Cal's base, or is it just going to be right through the front? I don't know, but whatever it is, this is absolutely insane here. I think he produced all Zerglings there with those eggs that we saw. So he is just going to be going and using these drones. Oh, he is going to go from behind. Wow. This is absolutely insane. I've never seen this before on this map, and I don't think Cal has any idea this is going to come. There's no way he could possibly sense this coming. I mean, I can barely, I can barely sense it coming myself. I'm like, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to just mine that out really quickly? I mean, can you actually? I guess you can. Yeah, you can drill your drones through that. I guess. And he is going to try to do
He's just
that
going
right
to
now.
multi-mine.
Oh,
I didn't
I
even
see what
realize
he's
the
going to do.
mechanic
Just
worked
mine
that
really
way.
quickly. I didn't know it worked
And
that way either.
now
I
it's
thought it
going
was
to
just...
be... Wow. I thought it was just
wow.
one at a time, but apparently you can pull multiple drones back there and mine multiple mineral patches because they
Insane.
are stacked. And GGPlay going to use this and send those Zerglings around back. He's going to be completely caught off guard. Just now seeing it with that probe scout, but it's too late. The Zergling's already heading up, and he's only got a single Zealot to defend this. GGPlay not usually known for his creative style, but this is genius. Catching the Joker with his pants down, a cannon going up in the background,
awesome.
But it's not going to be enough. And that was really good play from GGPlay. He knew that he killed the scout. He knew that Cal's basically going to rely on that Corsair to do his additional scouting. Yeah, this is really, really good. I have to say this is really creative cheese. I haven't seen it before. And that was absolutely brilliant play. And now that he's going to be able to get that back nexus. He's going to be able to. The one thing for GGPlay though is he's got to eliminate Cal here. I don't know how many probes he left back in his base. Looks like he's going to send him back home, but his base isn't really rocking and rolling. Yeah, he's only got looks like four drones otherwise. But so the game's not completely over. He's just in a really good position. We'll see how Cal tries to recover. He's in a horrible position now, sending 2 Zealots to be greeted by more Zerglings on the front door. And honestly, I think that actually now there's too many Zerglings out in the field. Most likely what's going to happen here is GGPlay is just going to run and finish it with a double pincer attack. And I don't think Cal can defend it with just those 2 Zealots on the ramp.
Well, Cal is definitely trying to make this a longer game here. He's going to have to play off one base, of course, with no gas going in either. He's put down a Citadel of a Dune, but he's going to have to replace an Assimilator, man, just to get the speed. And does he, maybe, I don't know, maybe he has 150 gas right now to get Zealot legs? I'm not sure, because otherwise he should be putting down that Assimilator. I mean, he is pretty darn far behind. However, he's not as totally dead as you would think if you didn't consider the fact that GGPlay basically had 4 drones, like you were saying, mining the entire time. And his economy is not great either. He doesn't really have that much tech. However, he does have 2 bases against 1, and I think one of the follow-ups that he could go for after this is just straight-up Hydralisks off of 2 or 3, probably 3 hatcheries, and I think that could be good enough. Looks like he's actually going to go for a lair. So he's going to try to just fight a longer game here. It's kind of like when the Zerg player goes 5-pool and they kill the Forge, but the Protoss manages to get some cannons around their main nexus. So it basically becomes like a bad economy versus a 1-base economy. And I think it's a little bit more extreme than this. I do think GGPlay has more of an advantage, and he is going to go for Mutalisks, it appears.
I think he's going to go with Mutalisks because that seals him the game. Yeah, if those Zealots... basically, the only thing he knows, because of that gas has been taken out, the only thing he can go is Zealots. And as long as he has Mutalisks up in the air, those Zealots aren't going to go anywhere. He's going to be pinned to the base. GGPlay can then take as many expansions as he desires. And that's the other nice thing about Zerg is you can produce a lot of drones very, very quickly. Trying to break through, trying to get back to the main, but the Zergling's already there. That's the other thing is those Zealots aren't going to be able to reclaim the main with those Mutalisks above overhead as well, losing those Zealots right now. So as soon as those Mutalisks come out, it'll definitely be GG. I think GGPlay's got this game down. Now putting down that 3rd hatchery. I'm surprised he's not doing it at a 3rd base. I mean, you might as well at this stage. You're going to have map control either way. But playing a little bit safe, putting that 3rd hatchery at his secondary. But yeah, I got to say, I think GGPlay's got it clinched at this stage.
Yeah, I think it's actually smart not to put it at the 3rd because he would be forced to defend it against a imminent speed lot rush, which is what's going to happen here pretty soon. And not having to defend that is pretty nice. It'll be really hard for Cal to get across those 2 bridges into that natural expansion. And if GGPlay plants 1 sunken colony there, he can hold for a long time. Looks like he's going to play it safe and put down 2 sunken colonies. He's also had a Spire going up in his base for a little bit now, so he is going to go for Mutalisks like we anticipated. And he's also got a 3rd hatch going up, so things going pretty well for GGPlay right now. And critically, the very important part is, Cal doesn't have a lot of gas saved up or anything, so he's not going to be able to produce a lot of Archons or anything like that. If he had gone for just a normal 1-base tech, he would have much more tech at this point than he does now. This is not sure where he would be otherwise. And interesting enough, he's getting a robotics facility.
He has no idea what GGPlay's doing.
Mutalisks. Yeah, he doesn't have any idea. Maybe he's expecting, Hydras, in which case that would help. But unfortunately, that's going to do nothing for him.
Ultimately, yeah. think he's expecting a lurker contain to follow this up and not seeing it. Again, he doesn't know what GGPlay is going. He has no idea whether he hasn't been able to scout the rest of the map on top of it. The Zealots have just been running across the field. He doesn't know if if he just sent out another base and wasn't even bothering with it. He's completely in the dark. He has 0 scouting, which is the worst position you can be in as any StarCraft player. The Zealot's now been cleaned up, and it looks like probes being sent across the field.
What?
He's going to mine out the back of GGPlay's base to try to do a counterattack with his own Zealots.
Oh my god!
Wow. So it's the flip of the coin here. So very nice. I guess you know, fool me once. Unfortunately, those mutalisks. There should be. I think there was there an Overlord planted there. I think he's going to see it coming, and at the very least, these Zealots are not going to stand up very. Yeah, the Overlord definitely sees that attack coming. So this is not going to be effective, and he's just losing more probes on top of it as a result. And with the splash damage, those probes are going to go down very, very quickly. And now the Zealots trying to push on the front door. Cal doing everything he can, but it's really a desperate effort right here. Zealots choose not to attack Mutalisks as an honor thing, so they're destined to lose this fight. I guess it's not a victory for Iron in that regard. Now getting down to Templar Archives, but yeah, he doesn't even have his main at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, this game is quite humorous, and I think Cal was just, you know, he figured out, hey, you know, maybe I'll just try to end it like that, and it would be hilarious. It would be like a once-in-a-lifetime thing if you somehow managed to pull that off. He's gonna, oh, it looks like his Templar Archives is in a horrible position, and it's gonna get just destroyed by these Mutalisks. He doesn't even have to micro. You just move them and attack that Templar Archives, and it's gonna go down. So that's it for Cal. I gotta say, I have a feeling that people who watch this game are just gonna go right out and try this. I didn't know. I really had no idea that's how the mineral patches worked. I thought it was just something you mined for a long time with one drone. I thought it was like one patch you mined for a long time. But I didn't know you could do this, Rush. And guess what? iCup, right afterwards, there's a bunch of Protosses and Terrans who are going to be facing this pretty soon.
Well, I think what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of Terran that are bringing their SCVs on the line to open it up the back edge against Zerg, where, you know, you just send your Terran forces and then they have to put Sunken Colonies in their main and their secondary. That's going to absolutely suck. Gonna have to do 2-hatch lurker basically to deal with that. Anyway, just speculation. The Templar Archive's going down once again. I think GGPlay is gonna pick away at the gas and not too long because that's not protected by the cannon.
Yeah.
Plus he's got splash. It looks like he's gonna go after that pylon first. Now going after the gas. He's like, okay, if I take down this gas, that's definitely GG. Surprised he didn't do that earlier actually. And Cal managed to sneak out a base, it looks like, into that backfield. I don't know how long that's gonna stay up, but I think once he loses this gas, there's the Zergling spotting it actually. I think once he loses this gas, he's gonna GG either way.
Yeah, I mean, this game has been sort of academic since Cal lost his main base. I will give him credit for, you know, trying to think of some ways of dealing with it, and you know, certainly playing, but it's a foregone conclusion once you lose your main like that. Even though GGPlay didn't have much of an economy left afterwards, it's definitely just a very interesting, you know, thing. And I gotta say, we were completely wrong. I mean, you were wrong, and I didn't say anything, but I was wrong too, because I was thinking this was going to be a standard game from GGPlay, you know, because usually we're used to seeing standard from him.
Yeah.
Instead, he comes out with something none of us have ever seen.
He is not known for cheese.
Yeah.
Usually, GGPlay, if he cheeses, he miserably fails, or it's just not very effective, or he gets caught in the middle of it. He's just not known for his cheese execution to any degree. He's just, yeah, he's known for being a solid player. It looks like Cal trying to sneak some cannons in the backfield. There's still that single Archon right there. I think GGPlay can actually knock that Archon down just flat out. And if he chooses to do so, I think he has enough Mutalisks for that at this stage. And if he chooses to do so, that'll be game. But just going to show off in the meantime, pick down all the cannons around that Archon instead, rather than taking any free hits, and come back. And there's the additional Mutalisks. Perhaps he'll batter it down now that he's got that additional Mutalisks. He also got speed. And there's GG, showing everything to Cal, but Cal losing that game, which I have to say I was favoring him a little bit, but yeah, and to cheese on top of everything else. So the trickster getting tricked.
Absolutely, and for those of you who are wondering, July is still indeed on STX, so
he just moves around so much. Yeah, I was going to say that. I actually checked that right after I said it.
In the past.
He's been on, you know, NBC and everywhere else, SKT, shifting around. He just hops around so much. I love July Zerg, but yeah, he's the consummate player that's hopping all over the place. But yeah, they've just got a stacked team, so they got a lot of other players to throw out. We'll see if they decide to go with July Zerg for a nice ZVZ matchup right after this.